There is something happening to you right now, in this exact moment, that goes far beyond coincidence. You didn't find this by accident. You didn't stumble here randomly, the way you might stumble upon something that has nothing to do with where you're headed. No. Something in you, something deeper than your thinking mind and louder than your doubt, pulled you here. And if you're willing to stay with this, if you're willing to actually receive what's about to unfold in front of you, everything you've been sensing just beneath the surface of your daily life is about to become very, very clear. Because you are standing at a threshold right now. You might not be able to see it yet, but you can feel it, can't you? That quiet hum underneath everything, that strange sense that something is about to give way and open into something entirely new. What if the restlessness you've been feeling isn't a problem? What if the unsettled quality of your days, the way certain things no longer seem to hold your attention the way they used to, the way you find yourself staring out windows or lying awake, not in fear exactly, but in this strange, wide-open alertness? What if all of that is actually the most intelligent thing your inner system has ever done? Because here's what most people don't understand about the moments just before a major shift. They don't look like clarity. They look like confusion. They don't feel like arrival. They feel like suspension, like you're floating in a space between two versions of yourself, and neither one feels quite solid beneath your feet. Think about what happens to a caterpillar inside the cocoon. From the outside, it looks like nothing. It looks like stillness, like waiting, like maybe even like something went wrong. But inside that cocoon, the caterpillar has completely dissolved. Everything it was has literally broken down into a kind of formless potential. And from that dissolution, from that complete surrendering of the old form, the butterfly begins to organize. You see, the transformation doesn't happen despite the breaking down. It happens because of it. And this is where you are right now. You are in the dissolution phase. And your discomfort is not a sign that something has gone wrong. It is the most reliable sign that something extraordinary is being prepared. But here's what makes this so difficult. You're trying to use your old measuring tools to evaluate a completely new kind of experience. You're looking at your current circumstances through the lens of who you used to be. And understandably, things don't make much sense from that vantage point. You might be thinking, why don't the things that used to work feel right anymore? Why do certain relationships feel like they belong to a chapter that's already closed? Why does reaching for your old routines feel like wearing shoes that have somehow become the wrong size? And the answer is simpler and more profound than you might expect. Those things don't fit anymore, because you don't fit anymore into the version of yourself that needed them. You see, your consciousness is always moving forward. It doesn't stop. It doesn't wait for your circumstances to catch up or for your mind to feel ready. It just keeps expanding, keeps reaching for the next level of expression that's possible for you. And when your consciousness expands faster than your outer life has had a chance to reflect that expansion, you end up in this exact feeling of misalignment, of being too large for your current container, of pressing up against walls that used to feel like plenty of room. And the natural response to that pressure, the natural response to that friction, is exactly the kind of restlessness and longing and reaching that you've been experiencing. What if you stopped treating that reaching as a symptom and started treating it as a compass? Because here's what I want you to really sit with. Your higher self, the version of you that exists already, in full alignment with your next level of reality, has been trying to communicate with you. Not through dramatic signs or lightning bolt moments necessarily, but through the quiet pulling away of interest from what no longer matches your frequency, and the quiet growing warmth towards something you haven't fully named yet, but can somehow sense waiting for you. This is how alignment works. It doesn't announce itself loudly. It whispers, it draws, it shifts your appetite slowly and then all at once. Think about a radio receiver, An old basic radio picks up whatever signal is loud enough to come through, but a sophisticated receiver, a finely tuned one, it can pick up transmissions that are quiet, precise, operating on a very specific frequency that most receivers simply can't access. Your consciousness is being upgraded right now from that basic receiver into something far more precise. And what happens during an upgrade? Things feel slow. Things feel strange. Old programs don't run quite right. There's a period of buffering, of recalibration, where the system is doing something you can't fully see from the surface. That is this. That is what you're in the middle of. So many people, when they reach this threshold moment, panic. They interpret the dissolving of the old as loss rather than preparation. They try to reconstruct what was there before. They push themselves back into old patterns, old habits, old versions of connection and ambition that belong to an earlier frequency. And it works for a little while, the way forcing a window closed works for a little while. But the pressure keeps building, because you cannot contract back into a version of yourself that you have genuinely outgrown. You can try. The world will even encourage you to try. The world wants you to stay consistent, to stay legible, to stay predictable. But your soul did not come here to be predictable. It came here to expand. Here's what I want you to consider. The very fact that you're here right now, that something in you responded to this, that something said yes to sitting with these words, that is itself a signal. That is your vibrational field reaching toward the frequency of its next expression. You don't accidentally seek out what has nothing to do with where you're going. Your attention is not random. The things that pull you, the content that finds you at exactly the right moment, the conversations that land in your awareness at precisely the time when you most needed their particular kind of truth, none of that is accidental. It is the universe conspiring in your favor. It is alignment trying to reach you through whatever channel you've left open. And this is the part where most people get stuck, because truly allowing the next version of your life to arrive requires something that feels deeply counterintuitive. It requires you to stop managing the process. It requires you to release the grip of trying to control how it unfolds, what it looks like, what timeline it follows, what logical sequence it takes to get from where you are now to where you can feel yourself becoming. Because you cannot think your way into alignment. You can only feel your way there. And feeling your way there means being willing to be fully present inside the discomfort of this transitional space without immediately trying to fix or escape it. What if the transition itself is the gift, not the destination, not the moment when everything clicks into place and you can finally exhale, but right here, right now, in this strange suspended feeling of becoming, because who you are in this moment, who you are when you choose to trust the process, even without evidence, even without confirmation, even when your circumstances haven't yet shifted to reflect your inner transformation, that person is building something that no amount of outer success could hand to them. They're building an unshakable relationship with their own inner knowing. They're developing the capacity to stay rooted in their own frequency, even when the world around them doesn't yet reflect it back. This is the work, not striving, not forcing, not pushing against what is while desperately grasping for what isn't here yet. The work is this: choosing again and again and again to orient toward the feeling of the reality you're becoming, to let that feeling be more real to you than the circumstances that haven't caught up yet, to act from that inner alignment rather than waiting for your outer world to give you permission to feel it, because your outer world will follow your inner world. It always has. It always will. Everything you see around you is the printout of a frequency you were holding before, and everything you're about to see is the printout of the frequency you're choosing to hold now. You feel it. You already feel it. That's why you're here. That gentle but unmistakable pull towards something larger, something more true, something that has your name on it in a way that nothing else quite does. Don't argue with that feeling. Don't explain it away. Don't wait until your logical mind can justify it before you allow yourself to move toward it. Because the moments just before your life changes forever don't always look the way you imagined they would. Sometimes they look exactly like this. Quiet, still, full of a readiness you can't quite articulate, but somehow cannot deny. The version of you on the other side of this threshold has been waiting with extraordinary patience, and right now, in this moment, you are closer than you have ever been to stepping all the way through.